Don't put fake smoke sounds in there.
Fake inhale for y'all.
I was giving them the authentic lighter sound. How y'all doing?
What's going on?
Bonnet and Black, we in the building. It's Tense Gays. What's up?
We back in here, y'all.
What did y'all think about that video? I want to know what y'all thought about the video.
Yeah,
you don't have to talk about it right now, but I just, watching yourself, that's why I'm back on the audio. That's why I'm back on the audio right now.
It was definitely hard for me to watch myself. I had an issue with that. I don't think I watched it completely until like maybe 4 or 5 days after we released it, because that was just a lot.
Yeah, it took, and I was like watching it with somebody else, and I kept on having to leave the room, like, ooh, I can't, because I hear myself and I sound dumb.
But it definitely it sounded real good what we talked about. I thought that was a really good episode. And it was nice to have friends. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just wanted to jump right into the tension that you shared with me today about that relates to being Black, brown, and queer at the doctor's office. Mm-hmm. Because there's some tension that happens there, some expected tension as a Black person that when you go into some medical facility seeking help, compassion, and concern for the reason that you're there, right? Could you please run that back about what happened? Because I really feel a way.
It's so interesting, this is my second time meeting with this doctor. She's a white lady, and I've been having some health problems that I've been feeling really concerned about, and that I've had a lot of worry about. Mm-hmm. So I go into the doctor, and I'm breaking it down. Mind you, first and foremost, she's very talking over me. Mm-hmm. That made me feel like she's not really listening. I think that's a really big problem when it comes to doctors, especially when you're talking with white doctors, that they're talking over you, and so I feel like you're not being heard. So I had to stop and be like, hey, let me just explain to you my symptoms because I'm pretty worried. Right. And she was laughing. She was laughing at my symptoms. It was like her response was like, "Oh wow, that's really, really crazy intense." And I'm just like, "Are you my friend or are you my doctor? Right. Shouldn't you be like, oh, this is really worrisome. Let's do these tests. Not oh, damn, that sounds really bad. And then the solution only be to take these pills, these same pills that I have taken before for the same issue. And so that was kind of definitely a red flag. And
that's a huge red flag.
Yeah,
what's crazy is that I know a similar experience.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm not even saying just to share it, but just hearing you say that she was laughing, I'm not even shocked for real.
Yeah.
That she would be laughing and just be so, almost conversational with you, in a way that's not even comfortable or welcoming, or doesn't sound like she's listening to you. Yeah, I'm saying that.
And I know that experience. There was no compassion, or I think there's just she wasn't reading me well. I was hoping to get this sounds like it was really painful and embarrassing for you. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we can do to help this, you know. And I get nervousness if maybe she was nervous, and I'm usually the type to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I feel
but nervous for what? This is your profession. Why would you be nervous?
Right. And that's what's so funny is that thinking about that nervousness, I also had that with a therapist that came into the room the last time at the doctor. Mm-hmm. It was a white man who also was gay, and he was more nervous than I was. Coming in there, he was Black, he was just nervous even just come talk to you. I'm assuming, yes. And so
why do they get so nervous to just talk to us? I don't understand.
And there was this weird what did we call it? His very sensitive
trying to just the way he was speaking to you, he's okay, it's gonna be okay,
and not even that, but more I don't know, just so sensitive,
talking to you you were a child or something.
Yeah, I was a child, and also as if maybe something really traumatic happened to me before he even knew what happened. He was just assuming there's this huge traumatic
assuming
incident.
That you came in here, Black man, and so the worst is wrong.
It threw me off because it was nothing's going on, and he just kept on giving me that look, you can tell me.
What?
Nothing.
Right, there's nothing to tell you. What are you talking about?
So I started asking about him and himself. Nothing started bringing up things about him, and it just was really awkward. And I just feel I don't know. It's the reading. It's the reading that I feel is not happening. And then it's also just me realizing I need Black doctors and a Black therapist, because those were such uncomfortable experiences that I felt didn't help me, and I didn't have the ability to say what I needed. Right. And even when I did say it, it was no help. You know, it's usually just like, oh, we'll find these resources. And it also makes me stop and think, is that all that these doctors are doing is like going, like leaving the room, getting on the computer, and researching what I have, and then printing out the papers and giving it to me? Because that's what it felt like she did. I told her about my headache and stuff. She all came back and like, again, just talking so quick. She was like, oh, like, is it this? Is it this? And she's like, oh, can I touch you here? Oh, let me feel it. Does it hurt here? Does it hurt? That's what it is. It's this. That's what it is. And I'm like, okay, can I tell you the symptoms again? Can I tell you, like, so I think it started in my ear. I think it might, you know, I just wanted her to like understand. Oh my gosh. And she was just quick. So
I hate that.
I definitely need to find a black doctor because I just feel like the connection is not there. And then I also just feel like I hope that I'm getting the right service, because I just don't want anything to be more than what she's saying it is. So
because you can't even trust. That's what's so scary, is you can't even trust that the information you're being told about your body and your health, which is important to you, you can't even trust that it's being taken seriously. Right. Where else should it be taken seriously if not the doctor's office? If not when you made an appointment for a thing that you care about and that you want to know more about.
Yeah. So that's been just making me feel really tense. So. That's my goal. I'm definitely going to look into another clinic. And
if y'all know of some out here in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle area, South Seattle area, please let us know. I have found a black therapist, but finding a black doctor is not easy at all. Primary care physician, no. I mean, I've just gone into places where I was going to see a doctor and needing to find a new doctor and been like, do you guys have are there any doctors of color here? Are there any black doctors? And them just, first of all, seeming uncomfortable around the question. Like, why? Why is it uncomfortable that I'm asking you that? Because white folks who come in here get to be seen by people who look like them all the time. All the time. Right? And I think it's fair that I get to be seen by somebody who can understand how I even arrived in the space today, because I traveled through this white ass city as a black woman. So that's already a thing. So if you see my blood pressure is a little raised, perhaps I don't regularly have high blood pressure, but like this thing happened on the train and I can tell you about it and you hear me in a way that like white Becky doctor, you know, didn't hear me and didn't understand me. So that just, you're so right to say, it's just like, it's about that connection. The connection isn't there. There's such a barrier when you're trying to talk about these things that are so personal and important, and like, when you don't wake up and walk around in a black or brown body, how you know, not that you can't be a good doctor, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about culturally. Right. You can't even relate to me, so I don't even want to hear your medical knowledge. I don't even want to hear it because it's so off-putting. I'm uncomfortable. This doesn't feel safe to me.
I felt so much more comfortable around the nurse who was like talking to me, making conversation, listening. So it's crazy. And I feel like how dare some white folks who are working in a clinic feel uncomfortable that you're asking to see someone that looks like you. I mean, that's the same as in education. Like, how dare a teacher be mad if a student feels like or says that they wish they had a black teacher, or for a Hispanic person wanting to have a Hispanic teacher. Like, I don't know. It's like the pride that we have in ourselves for some reason makes white folks feel like we're against them. That's a conversation that we've been having, like, where it's crazy that people will think that we are saying that other races are down, or that whites are down because we're uplifting our blackness. Right. How crazy is that?
Why do you hear that? It makes me think so much of Tina Knowles when she had that interlude on
probably know.
Yes, we know you love Solange, so I know you know this word for her, so I'm gonna try not to mess it up, but fill me in if I'm saying it wrong. But when she on Solange's album before this one, she had that interlude, and she was just saying, like, why do you see me loving myself as something that's like anti-white? No, that's it's just about uplifting me and uplifting myself. Right. And that's a way so to oppress me. Yeah, it's a way that you're trying to oppress me. And I was straight up for real having a conversation with a straight black woman who was telling me that who was trying to tell me that it was wrong for us to, on our channel, discuss queer black things. You know, she was just saying, like, well, why everything ain't about your sexuality and everything isn't about you being gay. And I was like, huh? What are you talking about? I'm not saying everything is about being gay. Right. This podcast is that's what they putting on us. That's what you're putting on me. I was like, what this podcast is about providing a space for our unique identities so that we can like discuss the things that are making us tense and hopefully connect with some other folks who are feeling that, who have maybe some advice, maybe we can have some advice, you know, have that open conversation. And I was like, you know, when you hear somebody say Black Lives Matter, you know that they're not saying like other lives don't, right? She was like, yeah,
Right.
of course. And she was telling me about how like she didn't want to watch this certain show growing up because it was all white, and she could understand like wanting to see like all black TV shows. And I'm like, okay, in my head I'm thinking
But she
this,
can't
and this is where the
understand-
divide happens with gay stuff, where black folks who are anti-gay, even when they don't believe that they are, even when they don't know that they are, they just naturally feel so much discomfort, much like white folks do when you bring up race. They feel so
Right.
much discomfort around talking about sexuality that they're like, oh no, nope. Because if you say gay, if you talk about pro-gay, you talk about anti-straight. And she was like asking me like, are you saying that
the agenda?
Yeah, she was like, are you saying that like, you know, you don't like straight people or like down with the straight people? And I was like, huh? Why are you hearing that?
Right.
Why do you hear that? Why do you hear that? But when you hear Black Lives Matter, you don't hear anti-white people.
Right.
You hear it as I hear, which is like we about uplifting and bringing awareness to the issues that are most affecting us today right now.
Right. And see, this is something that I've been wrestling with too, is like how people might say things like, oh, like when black folks make comments about white people, or when gay folks make comments about straight people, that can be seen as being racist or be seen as being sexist, or you know, whatever the word is for it.
Mm-hmm.
And like what I started thinking about is like, how is that the same when we are being oppressed by a system that is straight and white? So like it just made me think like, it's not really the same thing though. Like when straight people are making comments about gays, or when white people are making comments about people of color, that's so different from when we make comments about them, because they're still living in privilege.
Exactly.
So what you're, you know, like I was trying to wrestle with
and
that.
all we're
because
doing
I
is
could see
making
people-
commentary. We having conversations about it. Y'all are enacting laws and policies and doing like
Right,
violent
and that's
acts
the
against us
difference.
that you're getting away with on the daily, on the weekly, on the monthly, on the yearly.
Right.
Like for motherfuckers' entire lifetimes, they're experiencing oppression when they have multiple identities that are impacted by, you know, all this shit that's going on, all the systemic things that are going on.
Right.
But I hate when I come against that, and I love my friend Treasure so much because they constantly are calling it out on their Instagram. Shout out Treasure, King the Queen on Instagram. They are always calling that out and talking about that as it relates to black folks who are anti-gay, or who say, you know, oh, if you're gay, you're trying to destroy the race, or you're trying to you know, I'm like,
that's so just like pathological to me. I be feeling like people
need
be
somebody
having a
to make
real
me
dark
understand.
issue, because I'll be like, where does that come from?
Yeah.
How does my love for someone else have to do with trying to change other people?
Yeah, I
ain't
don't
worried
want
about
to change.
nobody.
I'm not trying to change nobody's nothing nowhere.
Right.
I just want
I
to
have
be
to bring up
treated.
something to you that blew my mind.
Go ahead.
I listened to a video. I listened to a lot of videos of white men. I know. I know.
Just give it to me. Don't even.
But
just give it to me. What is
and
it?
it's a lot of conspiracy stuff. You know, I've been into conspiracy things, and so there's like these people on YouTube that talk about, you know, a huge range of stuff, and they talk about some of the stuff that I was telling you about with like earthquakes and natural disasters, and so yeah, he be talking this shit. And immigration came into the conversation, and he was like, you know, this channel is not usually about immigration. I don't really like to argue about those things, but
Oh shit! You had to clap on him.
but he says, I just don't understand how people don't think about how like my family had to come here for hundreds of years and go through the process of becoming a legal citizen. And so basically trying to compare his family and his ancestors to the Hispanics today that go over the border illegally and like come in here and try to live their life. And it just... the first thing that came to my mind is like, home dude. Like, how can you compare yourself?
Home dude.
How can you compare yourself as a white man to Hispanics, like fight for liberty or for safety?
Here's what I wonder, Chino. Do you think that do you really believe? I wonder sometimes. Yeah. Does this person really see themselves having a similar struggle? Right. Like, do they really have a hard time?
I think they do. And the thing that blows my mind is that I just feel like this is what I would say. I would say, so if you think that us as people of color are not thinking about how your family did have to go through the process of whatever the process they went through, coming to this country and had to do immigration records. I don't even know what he's talking about, whatever the process is. So do you think about the process of all of the people of color that were murdered and like raped and land stolen? Like, that's what I'm just trying to say. Like, sometimes a white person will say something that they feel like is like an argument. That's just not, though, because it's not the same. So that just blew my mind. I had to bring that up because, like, these are people on YouTube that I'd be like, oh yeah, like, they talking about the conspiracies, like they talking about all this stuff that's going on in the world, and then just those small little things come out, and I'm like, damn. All right, guess I got to get rid of this channel. It's just irritating sometimes because it's just like, I guess it makes me realize that there's so many people out there that have good hearts, but that still have these beliefs. Like, oh, I got one more story. This security guard that works at my job, he comes out and he talks to me all the time. Mm-hmm. He actually marries gay people. Mm-hmm. And so he's one of those people that...
He's straight?
Yeah, he's straight.
Black dude?
No, white dude.
Oh, okay.
And you know how people always...
You gotta be telling me.
Right. And you know how people always be like, oh, I got hella gay friends, blah, blah. Like, he kind of does that thing. It was just irritating. But he killed me when we were talking about Trump or something about race. And he was like, and I believe that all lives matter. And I was like, he said, oh, okay, interesting. I said, now you know that when we say Black Lives Matter, we're not saying that other lives don't. Mm-hmm. And I just tried to give an example. Mm-hmm. Like, that like, when people say, like, when they're doing breast cancer and they're wearing the pink and that, they're not saying other cancers don't matter.
Right.
So it's like, I think maybe that's something that you should think about, because when you're saying that against Black Lives Matter, you're basically saying that you don't care about Black lives.
Right.
And so it just keeps on making me think that there's good intentioned people, but either ignorance
what was his response to that?
Not much. I think he just moved on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't really say much, but it just blows my mind because people will have their good intentions, but it's crazy like when you hear some of those beliefs that come out, and you just be like, oh, okay, like how do those things go together?
Right. I wonder about that sometimes. I think just circling back to what we initially started on, because you know how sometimes we get crazy on some topics down some paths, but about...
I felt good letting some of that tension
out, though. Yeah.
Because I'd let it out.
Yeah. Your experience at the doctor, I think, it makes me think so much about how, based upon not only your race at the doctor, but, your gender and your gender presentation, how your experiences and how that affects your health, because like, knowing things like how Black women are disproportionately affected by so many different health issues than any other group of folks on this planet is
crazy.
That's something. And then thinking about your experience and Black men and historically their experience with doctors and experiments, it makes me wonder about if there is a solution, what is it, right? Like if there's a process for getting these doctors, I don't know. Actually,
right.
Even in talking about this, I'm like, you know what?
Right.
No, there's not.
I think investing in Black clinics, like investing in like clinics that are Black owned. I mean, could you imagine what that would be like? How much more natural it would be? How much more natural remedies and medicines would like be in a clinic like that? And I know like probably like in certain areas there might be like a clinic that has a lot of Black doctors and nurses, but I'm talking like Black owned, the whole thing, like from the way it looks, the art inside, the music that you hear. Like, I always just feel like that would be so moving, and not even just doctors, but like malls and like. And
you know what's wild is when I talk to people who I know are from the South, like particularly Atlanta, they say that was their life growing up. That was like, I remember when Skylar's mom was telling me that like her school growing up, everybody growing up at her school, her principal was Black, the post office, everybody, like her mail person was Black, at the grocery store. I'm like, huh? I'm like, my eyes are getting all big. I'm like, niggas as far as the eye can see? Just niggas? Where, when, how, and then place me there. Because, I mean, yeah, Youngstown was Black, but like, they're definitely, you saw white folks, you saw Puerto Rican people, and a few Asian folks, and not that there was anything wrong with seeing that, but I'm just saying, like, I can't even imagine being somewhere so like here. You know how white people here, they have it's a white Mecca. Pacific Northwest is white Mecca, and they it's white folks as far as the eye can see. And so, when I went to Atlanta last summer, I just remember being like getting out and being at the airport and just looking around like, wow, yes. Man. Look at all these Black people, and they was just working. They was just living, and I was just so happy to be there.
I can't wait till October.
Let's go to Pride, y'all. We going to Pride. We're going to Atlanta Pride.
And we're gonna do a whole bunch. We planning to perform. We planning to take y'all with us.
Hold on, I didn't know we was performing because I don't have that on my
docket. I'm playing, but I'm just trying to get excited because I want to perform. I want to bring a mic,
Yes, we can
do some
interviews
do something. Or like just do something. We want to do something big for y'all too. For y'all,
right?
But yeah, going back to what you're talking about with like how gender and sexuality and race kind of intersect when it comes to the medical field, like and just health in general. What were some things that you want to talk about with that?
I think that gender presentation has had an impact on how my experience has been with doctors. I remember being back in Ohio and presenting more feminine, and while, you know, doctors there, the white doctors I had there weren't like jumping to embrace me and hug me, they definitely treated me with what to me feels like respect, right? You know, like they were respectful, they spoke to me. Whenever I would go to the doctors with my partner at the time, my girlfriend, they just assumed that we were friends, and never, you know, there was never, and I didn't really open that conversation because, you know, I was still in the closet for a large part of it, but also like it just was never, it would never be assumed that like we were together, right? And so now fast forward to now, sometimes I present more feminine, but like more often than not, I think that I present more masculine to folks, or they read me as that. And when I go to the hospital, or to the doctor, I experience what feels like some gruffness, or like folks being like a little bit more harsh to me. I'm just thinking back to last year when I had to go, or maybe it was 2 years ago, I had to go to the doctor, and I went with my ex-girlfriend at the time, who was white, and she came with me and was out of the room while the doctor was like pressing on my stomach to like ask me about a pain that I had, and this doctor was like pushing the shit out of my stomach, like just pushing my stomach so damn hard where I had a really intense pain, like I was doubled over from this pain. And I was like, I remember like I had on some joggers, sweatpants, like I had just left the house because I was in a lot of pain. I just hurried up and left. Yeah. And Tasha came in the room and was like, "What the fuck? Like, what are you doing?" You know, and was asking him what was going on, and immediately the energy changed, and obviously, you know, some power changed because a white person walked in the room. But I'm thinking about like how I came into the hospital looking to her, you know. To her I looked like, I don't know what I looked like, but it didn't feel like I looked like somebody who she should like treat like they were in pain. Right. And so that long ass story to say that I think a lot of times when I go to the doctor now, I make a conscious effort to try to appear more femme because I want to be treated with respect. And yeah, I think that, I mean, and I do that in a lot of spaces, not just like in the doctors, but just in a lot of spaces where I know, okay, I'm going to be around a lot of males, for example, like men. And I know that like they respect me more when I present as someone who they view as feminine. But a little bit more firm, you know, like it's always a measurement game. Like, I don't know, because when I'm firm, I'm using air quotes. Y'all don't see it, but when I'm firm, then I'm aggressive. So that's like, it's got to be a delicate balance. So if I'm already aggressive in personality and I appear aggressive to you because you read me as masculine, then I got to expect rougher or aggressive treatment. Right. So like black men, I can only imagine black masculine presenting folks, brown masculine presenting folks. I can only imagine their experience.
All right, so we got a couple more things. You want to talk about Black Mirror?
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Goodness. Black Mirror, what was it, season 5? Episode 1?
Yeah, I think it's season 5. If the movie count. Ooh, that movie was bad. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I don't want to get... All
right, I don't choose your own. Ooh, it was bad.
Yeah, bye. Okay. Bye to that movie. But the episode with the two black dudes and the video game character. Right. Video game episode. What was that episode called? I can't remember. Let's see.
Ooh. It was with the polar
Striking
bear.
Vipers, right? No?
Oh, was it? I thought it was the polar bear. It was like...
I thought it was... Striking Vipers.
Oh, yeah,
the video game, yeah.
What the hell? I'm thinking about the...
That was the other one.
No, remember? Because he's like, you know, I even fucked a polar bear. And I
still didn't feel it. I said, oh my God.
Lord, I'm like, why are they doing all this?
So it's saying that...
Why you gotta be animalistic?
Okay.
Why you gotta be all savage? Like, what are we doing?
So tell me, what do you think? What were your feelings and thoughts about season 5, episode 1?
I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a while. We're gonna do better about watching something right before we talk about it.
I think it don't even matter how long it took. Look, if you watched it, you had some time to settle on it.
You right.
So, see, it was the episode with the two gentlemen it started with them in college, I think. They were college roommates or something like that.
Yeah.
And then fast forward and the one is married. Okay, we need to have Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie's character.
Okay.
Is married. Anthony Mackie. He was the one who got married. Who got married later.
Oh, okay. So we got a married guy. Oh, and we got a married guy, and
a married
then
friend, and then the one friend was a bachelor. Yeah, and then years later they meet up. They're still playing this game, Striking Vipers, but it's got some updates. It's got some updates where you can like pop the thing on your head, and then boom, you in the game, and you feeling the shit. Are we supposed to be giving spoilers? Let's just
spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert.
We'll put it in the title so they know.
Yeah. So then the two men, they play the game, but their characters are a male and a female in the game, and then the characters have sex in the game.
Right. So they fighting, they feeling all good. Oh, I'm about to get you, about to get me.
Right.
And it's like, oh shit, this is so real. Now I'm turned on. Mm-hmm. And so now they fucking. And then right afterwards, he's like, oh, I gotta go. Clicks out and he's gone. And
he got a 1-star rating.
Okay, they're playing because it really wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. You need to be at least giving 3 stars to the Black episode.
Okay, first of Black Mirror. Anyway. I just felt like it just kept on saying no homo. Like it kept on almost being like. But also there was somebody who, I forget who it was. Somebody, one of my friends was like, yeah, but they already had the whole episode with what was it? The gay romance. Yep, so they weren't going to give you San Junipero. Okay. They weren't going to give you that satisfying end again. Y'all.
And like I get that, but this is my thing is that I feel like there's so many things that are out right now about 2 black men that like they never can be intimate. Mm-hmm. Like I just feel like it would have been really cool to see the story go into a place where they were intimate, not to say anything about cheating or like relationships, but just to show 2 black men like together. And what made it confusing to me is that they made the Bachelorette guy seem like he was really into the sex with his friend, but only online in the video game, right? And so it just blew my mind that like, so you're telling me that you have this. What was it trying to say? You have this intimacy with your best friend, but you are only intimate with him when he's doesn't look like your best friend. And I just don't know if that's 100% I didn't know what the message was.
Like, what were we supposed to get the message? Sorry, y'all.
What you mean message wise?
Yeah, I wonder like what was Black Mirror, what the writers of the episode, like I wonder what they were getting at. Yeah, like what were they getting at? Because I would love to know. Like
with Black Mirror, I think the lesson is always some type of like dark thing about technology, and I feel like the dark thing about technology was, relationships will be different now, because didn't it seem like the wife let him continue playing the video game, but only like once a month he could play and like have sex, and she would like go out to the club. She would go and have like actual sex with dudes. Like again, is that really believable though?
I don't know.
Like I just feel like it wasn't 100% believable. It would have been more believable if he was like, you know what, I just can't be with, like, I'm going to break up with my wife, and because remember he wasn't fucking his wife no more, and so like that's playing a part too.
Yeah, and they never talked about it. Of course, I guess we're supposed to have the conversation, right? Which is this right here. Because
I would just say that I feel like they could have went a little bit deeper with identity, with what that means, with they just could have went a lot deeper, and they chose not to. They chose to be really safe, and that's what made me feel like I couldn't give it like 5 stars. But it was a good episode. Like I enjoyed it. It's always interesting to me how virtual reality is going to change the way that we do things and see each other. Because I think it could definitely get addicting. If it feels so real, of course.
Do you think you would play a game like that?
Oh hell yeah, I would. But I think that I'd have to be really careful. There's so many shows. I mean, like I watched like this Star Trek show Orville, and it's like a comedy too. And like the whole season was about like everyone like on the ship, how they get addicted to like this room where you can go into the room and like it's things just appear, and like it's fake, but it feels real. You can touch it. It looks real. And so like there was like one where like this guy was just going and just have hella sex all the time. And like he was addicted to it. Obviously, he didn't think it was cheating, but like it was, because it still feels real. So, I don't know, I think it's like everything that we do. You have to be so careful with not getting too addictive, or like not abusing it, Would you play it?
No. Because I ain't trying to get my ass beat. Nope. I ain't trying to get my ass beat and feel the shit. Okay, I don't want to feel it.
What if it was just like a Sims? Like, did you ever play Sims when you were young?
Yeah, I did, but I don't want to be in the game and feel it. I don't want to be in the game and feel it.
What if you didn't feel nothing? You just
pass. No, don't try to convince me. I'm out. I'm out.
It's too real, huh?
It's too real.
I get that though.
It's too real.
Some stuff is too real. it can be traumatizing because they need to make an episode like that where the people be having nightmares after they play the video games.
No, I ain't watching that. Why you see?
No, I mean, but like that could happen though because it feels so real that
It's so crazy how 6 months. I mean, I guess it's not crazy, but 6 months are gone. We got a little under 6 months left in this year. What have you been doing? I'm gonna put it on you first.
Yes. Put it on me. Okay.
Put it on you. Tell me 3 things that you've done because I know you made some. You made some resolutions. You made hella goals at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
And you knocking them down.
Oh, I'm trying.
Knocking. Don't even. You knocking them. Tell me 3 things you knocked down or you did or something.
Yeah. Okay, so for sure, I don't know if this counts as the summer because it was kind of like still part of the school year. Mm-hmm. But I performed at Highline, and it wasn't all that I had. I know listeners, you probably know a little bit about it because we talked a little bit. Mm-hmm. But in general, I just wanted to get back on stage to remember what that feels like because it's been so long. Right. And like when I was in school, I made a decision to like stop being on stage and like just teach the students. Uh-huh. Like because I felt like when I would have to go on stage, it would mess with my with how I could help the students because I'm just like getting nervous about being on stage. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to like be all about like, oh, let me support the students. Let me be about that. So it was really nice to be on stage, be with the audience, all that adrenaline, and just it's such a good feeling. So I was really happy about that.
Nice. That's dope. And it was a fire-ass performance. And I don't think we got to just focus on the summer because I'm talking about we had 6 months of life just happen. Right. And you did a lot.
Yeah. So
you got a portfolio of beats. I'm sorry. Let me let you say your thing. Let me let you say.
So yeah, I've been making a lot more beats. I think I have at least like 4 new beats that I made. And I can just feel my growth, like with each beat. It's like getting better and better, and like my sounds, like I'm using the sounds in different ways. And I think just learning how to like take a little bit from everything that I'm listening to, because I'm so used to like just using what's in my head, but I'm trying to do this thing where I listen to a couple songs and then take from them, so that it kind of has this modern thing, but then still has like my style. So yeah, I have like a slow jam that I'm calling 3:30. That hopefully will come out soon.
Mm-hmm. Is it gonna come out at 3:30?
Yes, I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it.
You know that's where I'm from. That's my area code. 330.
Oh, shut up!
Shout out Youngstown 330.
Hey, you gotta get on the track then. Yes. That's too perfect.
Okay.
Yes, so I have that one. I just came out with one recently that we's loving called, I don't even have a name for it, but it's like, I'm just gonna say Missy Elliott type of style. It's very like fast, a little bit of nature sounds. It's just, it goes hard.
We haven't heard anything like Missy since Missy, so I love when I can't wait until folks hear the song, because I love when you just incorporate those elements of sort of just like it's almost like what somebody might say is bizarre in a really cool way. Like there's nothing bizarre expected.
Bizarre trap.
I want that word to be more seen as a positive, because I think folks say it in such a way. It's like, oh, that's bizarre. Like, no, this is like you don't know what's coming next in the best way, because there's so many songs where I know where the beat's gonna drop. I know where they're going. Oh, he probably going. Okay, yep. All these predictable moments in music, and I think that you take that and you just completely subvert it and make folks. You make me. I'm hanging on for the next. When is he gonna do that next thing? So yeah, that's fine.
That's what I try, man. I try to do that. And then for the last thing was my San Francisco trip.
Hey,
so that was the bomb. I decided like 6 months ago. I was like, I have to go to San Francisco Pride. Seattle ain't doing it for me. Like, I want to go somewhere that's big and wild. And we also got a chance to go to my boyfriend's cousin's wedding, which was our first gay wedding. Nice. So that was amazing. And it was like all Hispanic. They had like the ranch. They had the horses.
Oh my gosh. Y'all went all out.
It was a lot. It was
Solange style.
Yes.
Because I know you was thinking about that because you're so obsessed.
Cowboy hats and all. Yes. It was so good. It was so good. And just meeting family too. Like meeting his other side was really, really nice. So that was a good treat for me. And then San Francisco, man, like I'm really blown away by how many black people are there in comparison to Seattle.
But you know, anywhere compared to here is black as night.
Right, because I just was like, wow, like we were walking around downtown, like the malls, and like just there's so many black couples and just looking good and looking happy, and it made me feel so good. And I also had to say that we went into a sock shop, and it was like a very hood looking black guy, and the way that he just treated us and was so normal about us being gay, he was like, well, let me show you these socks, and he brought us some socks. It was like it was a pirate sock, and it was like give up the booty or something, and it was just a good time to just see someone be natural and so natural with you.
Yeah, and that should happen more often, you know, instead of like, because going into that spot and noticing somebody who's like Black IQ might be like a little bit, definitely not gay, right? Like definitely not gay, probably a little hood, probably a little hardcore, and you anticipate a certain way of being treated. Right. It's a shame that we had that anticipation, but I'm so glad that he was cool and like embraced you like a customer as he should. And,
right. It felt so good.
Right.
And I'm trying to think anything else that I want to say about San Francisco.
You saw somebody perform.
Oh, I did.
Who did you see? Who was it?
Woo! Amada put down, y'all. Now, I'm going to have to be honest. San Francisco was playing because they wasn't dancing and they wasn't feeling it. So I don't know if the niggas was tired, sleepy.
They should have turned
took
up.
too much drugs.
They should have turned up when Amada
but
came
when
out.
Amada came out, ooh, I was feeling good. And she sang so good, and her dancers was all black. Look, I
recorded it, right? You recorded something?
A little bit. I got a little bit on my Instagram.
You ain't got nothing to show.
Look, we got stuck at the wedding. So on our way back to San Francisco, we literally got there right when she was on the stage, and like after she was done, the whole festival was over.
What?
So like we
Y'all
missed
just saw the end.
lot, but it's all
That's
good.
a great part to see, though.
Yeah, right.
And it was free.
It was free. Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yes, her dancers were the bomb. She let them all have solos and like do their thing. Oh, they were so bomb.
Oh my god.
I was just dead. I was like, oh yeah, I'll put it down. I just love seeing black guys dance, and especially gay black guys. That just like they was confident. They was just putting it out there. I was like, oh, I want to be that one day. Shake my booty on stage.
You better shake it. Cause you got a lot of ass, but that's all
I sure do, and I like shaking.
If y'all haven't seen us in person, she don't got cake.
Oh Lord.
Anyway.
But yeah, so I saw Amada La Negra. I guess like I'll also say too, like what's really cool about San Francisco Pride is that it's huge. It's like
nothing like here, huh?
Yeah, it's like maybe 5 by 5 in blocks, and like each like street has its own theme. So you'll have like the leather alleyway, or like just each different thing. Like every stage was very like specific to ethnicity. So like the Pacific Islander stage, the Black stage, the Hispanic stage. I didn't get to see it all, but I just felt like that was something that is important, to represent people.
Because we celebrate our pride. We feel pride and celebrate in different ways.
Exactly.
We completely, for some of us, arriving at a place to even feel pride, it relates directly to how folks of our own race treated us or made us feel in our homes or in our families and stuff. Right. So I so can appreciate like wanting to have that separate space still while celebrating with everybody, but being able to celebrate in the way that's specific to you and how you connect.
Yes. It makes me think of this documentary I watched while Gia was sleeping. I was getting ready, and I was like, let me put something gay on since we're just gonna see Pride for a little bit. And it talked about how Pride over the years has just changed and like transitioned. And it was interesting hearing about how in a lot of places there's a Black Pride and then there's Pride, and there's not really like the other cultures or ethnicities. And talking about like the person that made the documentary would interview people and say like, do you guys think that they should be together, or like does this mean that there needs to be more representation in Pride? And it was just interesting to see everyone's like different way of viewing it, because then he would ask trans people and they have their own Pride, and it was interesting how they felt like their Pride was more political because there's so much more like growth and things that need to happen for the trans community, and then Pride, just the regular Pride is more celebratory. And yeah, it just made me think of like, all different areas and how Pride can be different, like you said, and everyone celebrates it differently. And I kind of started to realize like the celebratory part, because I always felt like, man, I wish Pride like would have more educational stuff or like more youth things. Like when I was young, I never felt like I could like even go there and like
it's just about partying. Sometimes I feel like it's just about partying. And
it bugged me, but after watching this documentary, I kind of realized like, oh shit, like the celebrating is kind of celebrating everyone's like our not ancestors, but people that like gay people that were older than us, the fights that they had to go through to be able to just walk down the street and something that looks different, So it kind of made me understand now why people celebrate, because there was a time like where you couldn't walk down the street, looking any type of way, any type of way other than looking straight. So that it was a trip for me to kind of to see. I want to see that. What's the documentary you said, or a video you were watching? I think it's if you look up on YouTube, it's like Stonewall. I think it's like 50 years into Stonewall, something like that. You'll find it. So yeah, San Francisco was a blast. I enjoyed it, but for sure, I'm gonna need to go to Oakland next time because San Francisco is still white. Like the clubs were playing techno, and I couldn't really find any place that like felt really good. So I definitely will be going to Oakland next time.
And you know we going to Atlanta Pride in October.
Yes.
Fuck it up.
I'm trying to make that happen.
I need to.
It would be so.
I need to be around some black folks.
Please, Lord.
In a gay space. What?
Right. Okay, well, I want to know what you've been doing. Tell the listeners 3 things that you've been doing this summer.
Okay. Well, I think I got to extend it to the past 6 months because the summer I haven't been doing that much.
Yeah.
But I mean, the show was going on. The play I was in was going on, and so that's something that I wanted to do and had it as a goal. And the show happened, and it went up. Don't call it a riot. It happened. But like from my own artistic goals this year, I wanted to do a part of my one woman show somewhere. I wanted to like put it together and finally perform it. And you helped me out with that, and I finally did it, a part of it with the secret show. So that was big to me to be able to do that.
You put that down. Your energy, it was so moving for me to just see. And knowing how your experience was with like the place and other cast members, like I felt like you really like just gave it, you know?
Yeah, it felt good. It felt good to do it. I don't want to do it again in its entirety. So that was just like a little preview.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then a personal goal that I had this year, 2 personal goals. One of them was to go to therapy or find a black therapist. The other one was to stretch more. And I know that's so little, but it's such a small thing. But my body is so, I deal with so much like just tension and pain in my body that like I have to stretch, and I have to be very adamant about it, and I can't sit still for too long, and I can't not be moving around. So I needed to like make it a goal, and I have to make it a daily goal now, because sometimes I'm like, okay, this week I'm gonna stretch 3 times, and then I just gotta go day by day. Like, okay, I'm gonna try to stretch for this much time. And then therapy is just, I feel like every person, especially every person of color in this damn country, in this world, every person of color deserves to go and talk to somebody, especially a person who looks like you. And I found this bomb ass therapist. She got locks, so you know that R was already like, okay, she's fired. But yeah, she be getting me together, and so
yes,
yeah.
I love that. I love that. You made me think about when you said day by day, like with all the goals I have for this summer. I realized like I can't be talking about let me do this week goal or month goal. I need to go like day by day.
And you have some. What are some of our
goals.
Are some of your goals you have then for the rest of the summer? Because I know you got something daily specific.
Yeah. So I realized like with making beats that for me to like get better at it and to learn and to get quick, because I really want to get quick. Because I realized like as of right now, me as a producer is more I'm just going to say greedy. I love making music so much that I will go in there and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to do this and do that. But I'm trying to learn how can I start making, like, collaborating more better. So when someone says, like, I need this beat, how can I be able to, like, put my style but then also do what they're asking for and in a timely manner.
Right.
And so I feel like
I love that you're thinking about that.
Yes, and I want to get to that level, because I've been making beats, you know, not on a computer but on my drum machine. And like, that's fun, I enjoy it, but I want to be able to you know, work with others more.
Right.
And so I want to do this beat a day challenge. And
beat a day
challenge every single day.
For how many days? Or you just gonna go until?
I'm gonna go until, yeah. Ooh. I'm just gonna go and just see how long I can make it last.
I'm scared of you.
Like we said, day by day.
Day by day.
And I'm gonna mess around and be like, so Tuesday I'm gonna be out, but you know, and I want to make it a real social thing too, because I've never really done that. So I'm hoping to like start a whole new Instagram. And
where can we follow you on this Beat a Day challenge? Because I want people to be able to hear you and hear this. Yes. Where is it going to be?
So I will post it on the website. Okay. I'll post it on our Bonnet Black Instagram too. Okay. And I'm thinking about naming it Bonnet Black Music, just to keep it all kind of in line. Nice. But I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll make sure to post it and keep it out there. And yeah.
I like that. So so today's Friday. What kind of beat would you do on a Friday?
Right. So Friday will be Friday bangers, because you know everybody going out to the club, they're trying to get it, just trying to do their thing. So I want people to get excited, like, oh, Friday is gonna be, you know, that banger music. You know, I can drive in my car to the club listening to it or something like that. Saturday will be turn up.
Okay.
Same thing, you know, for everyone that's going out. Sunday slow jam because I love my slow jam.
You love your slow jams.
So I gotta do slow jam Sunday.
What about the sad songs? Because is that on Sunday?
I would say Sunday.
Okay,
yes,
because I'm ready to cry. All right.
Look,
I can't bang today, but I can cry on Sunday.
Because after Saturday night, when you've been arguing all night from drinking,
right?
More me. Sunday morning, I'm gonna need a sad sappy
right.
song to
like I love you.
Right.
I really like that. Well, I hope people will follow that Bonnet Black music and check you out, so you can find out what Monday through Thursday is going to be.
Right.
Because you gave us a little weekend preview, but we need to find out what's Monday through Thursday.
Right.
And I hope for the rest of the summer to just keep being physically active. I've been working out more.
Yeah.
And that's important for me. Keep on writing, and that's what I got, working out and writing.
What are some of your like plans and goals to like stay on track, to like keep it going? Because that determination. I mean, I'm kind of scared for this beat thing, but I'm also like, just go, just do it.
Well, my sister is visiting right now from Ohio, and having her here has been the best accountability for me working out, because she's like, okay, are we working out? When are we going?
Right.
So that's having me just on every day, like, all right, let me work out even if I don't want to, because somebody wants to do it with me, so that feels good.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then with my writing, I'm a sticky note kind of person, and so I have a sticky note right next to my bed that just says write it down.
Because I love your sticky notes.
Yeah, I'm often like laying in bed and I think of something, I'm like, I ain't gonna get up and write it down on the computer, but like, no, I can just grab my phone and jot it down. I have a sticky note I can write it on too.
I love your sticky notes. They're everywhere.
They are everywhere.
At first I was like, what is? But I get it though. Wow. It's so easy to forget, and it's just right there in your face.
Yeah, and I just took my ones down from the mirror that I had from like the last month. So I need to put my new ones up for July, just to like things that I want to remember, focus on that relate to my writing.
Right.
Because I'm trying to finish the one-woman show, do this music, do this poetry, all of it.
Yes, everything. Yes.
So I'll say ready, set, go.
Yes.
Ready, set, go. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, well, before we go, we want to do a little shout out.
Let's do a shout out.
Because we got to do a shout out. I think we kind of missed the last episode.
I feel like we missed like the last 12 episodes. We didn't even have 12 episodes, but we missed the last 12 episodes of shout outs.
Right.
But I'm going to this.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to this.
I would love to go
What
to
is
this
it?
too.
Shout out this. What is this thing again?
Yeah, so this is the LGBTQ plus paths to pregnancy, using donor sperm to build your family. And so this is going to be on August 20th from 6 to 8 at Gay City Calamus Auditorium.
I'm there.
Yes.
Because I don't even know the options.
Right, and how to go about it.
I don't know.
You know who to go to if you're even planning on doing this. And like, I love how they said the legal must and must not. So they're kind of helping people like know like what should you do and what should you not do.
Yeah. Definitely y'all should check that out. And if you need more information, you can check it out on our website, bonnetblack.com. You can also check it out on Gay City's website. They are a great resource in downtown Seattle. Are they downtown? They're more Capitol Hill, I'll say. Yeah, Seattle, more Cap Hill. Great resource. Yeah, I'm going to this. You said August 20th?
Yes, August 20th. That's a Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. And this is a free event. So bring peeps and just bring anyone that you feel like would be interested.
Yeah. Well, thanks y'all for listening. Check that show out. Keep listening to us. Go to bonnetblack.com. Check out our music, our calendar, our events. And to wrap up like we always do, remember to breathe. I wish we had Derek, because remember how he killed it?
I know, he sure did.
I feel like everything else is just generic now. It's just my old rusty self.
Nah, but look, it's good because, we trying to stay doing this too. And like, I feel like that could be something that we breathe for, is like, just like we're doing it. Like we're coming in and we're getting it done, even though schedules be hard and like getting things together, finding stuff to talk about, but like we're doing it.
Well, I always got something to say.
Sure. I know you do.
Anyway, y'all, take a deep breath in. Just with us right now. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Whatever tension you were holding on to at the top of the show, I hope that you relax a little bit. I hope your shoulders drop down. I hope you're breathing easy. I hope you're not carrying any tension in your neck. Y'all been listening to Tense Games. Take a moment for yourself today. You deserve it.
Yes, and please join the conversation. This is for us and for everyone that feels like they need a space to talk. Please feel free to Instagram us, go on our website, and this is for y'all. This is definitely for y'all.
And it's for us.
And for us.
We out.